Google is a terrible company. Everyone knows it, but most people think it's too difficult to delete Google from their phone entirely. It isn't. I've been using GrapheneOS for 5 years. It's a version of Android without Google, built with one goal: your privacy and security. And I'm going to go through every single objection people have about making the switch. Some have easy answers. Others are real trade-offs. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete picture: the benefits, the trade-offs, and whether GrapheneOS is actually worth it for you. Objection 1. Some apps won't work. This is the most common objection I ever hear. People love using apps like Google Maps, Google Pay, banking apps, social media apps like WhatsApp, and it's absolutely true that many of these will not work on GrapheneOS out of the box. Let's address them one by one. First, banking apps. Some work and some don't. I've had trouble with one of my major banking apps, so I just use it in the browser instead. And what's the problem with that? It works great. Well, there is one problem I've experienced. You often need the app if you want to deposit checks without visiting a branch. Without the app, you can't do this. And I'm not going to pretend that it isn't annoying, because it is. If you deposit checks regularly, it's a real trade-off you need to think about. But even if you do, you need to ask yourself, is this the thing that keeps you handing Google access to your location, your contacts, your browsing, your purchases? That's a question only you can answer. Next up, Google Maps. You can use the Google Maps app. You just need to install sandboxed Google Play services from the GrapheneOS App Store. If you do this, I'd recommend installing the app in a separate user profile, which we'll get more into a little bit later, or you can use it in the browser. I don't use Google Maps though. I prefer Osmand. It's open source, works great, and Google can't track me at all. But if you can't live without Google Maps, the reality is you don't need to give it up. Google Pay, you can't use this one at all. So you have to tap your card instead of tapping your phone. And in some ways, this isn't as good for privacy. Your card has very sensitive information on it. But I wouldn't want to give up my credit card information to Google either. I use cash for everything in person and cards for online purchases only. If you value your privacy, nothing beats cash for in-store purchases. And if privacy is your goal, you can just stop using Google Pay altogether. But if you do want Google Pay, this is a real trade-off of using GrapheneOS. Social apps. Most of these will actually work on GrapheneOS, but they aren't great for privacy. Take WhatsApp, for example. It works just fine. I hate using it, but I need it to chat with a few select people. That said, I want to have it sandboxed from the rest of my apps. Sandbox meaning it's installed in its own secure container, basically a prison for bad apps like WhatsApp. GrapheneOS has a feature for this. You can create separate user profiles. Think of these as completely separate phones living inside your phone. Different apps, different data, all completely isolated from each other. So I still use WhatsApp, just in a separate profile. And you can do this with all social media apps, or you can do what I do, use them in a browser on your PC. Now, notifications. This is a big objection people have. I personally hate notifications, so this has never been an issue for me. But if you need notifications, just install sandboxed Google Play services and you're good to go. What other apps are you worried about? Work apps, streaming, gaming? In my 5 years, I've found there's almost always a workaround. And to me, the trade-offs have been worth it. But apps are just the first objection, because even if every app worked perfectly, people still have more reasons they haven't made the switch. Let's go through them. Objection 2, it's too complicated. GrapheneOS is too hard to install and use. But how difficult is it really? For those of you who have tried dropping Windows for Linux, an open source operating system, you may have experienced some difficulties. With Linux, you often have to do troubleshooting, and it can just be a real headache to get everything working. But GrapheneOS is a completely different story. Let's start with installation. You change a couple settings on your phone, plug it into your PC, and then you literally just click 4 buttons in your browser. The whole process takes about 20 minutes. Watch my 8-minute tutorial, and you'll have a step-by-step walkthrough of the whole thing. But what about daily use? Well, have you used Android before? GrapheneOS works the same, just without Google's spyware bloat. I mean apps. And you need to install your apps from a different app store. But that's also easy, and my tutorial covers that as well. I've gotten many people onto GrapheneOS who are way less tech savvy than you are. They had 0 issues, because once it's installed, it's just Android. So installation is easy, daily use is easy. But there's an objection I hear that has nothing to do with difficulty, and it's a fair one, so let's talk about it. Objection 3, so you're sold. You want to install GrapheneOS. Not so fast. You need a new phone. You have to buy a Google Pixel. You want to de-Google yourself? Great, go buy a Google phone. Yes, I know, but you're not buying into Google's ecosystem. You're using their hardware as a tool and removing everything Google from it completely. You're not giving Google a single dollar beyond the one-time hardware purchase. You don't need to use a Google account. You don't need to use Google services, and Google doesn't get to harvest your data. And according to GrapheneOS, the Pixel has the best hardware security available. It's the most secure foundation for a private phone. The only alternative is iPhone, which is great for security, but it's very bad for your privacy. And you don't need to spend a lot. You don't need to buy the latest Pixel phone. I picked up a Pixel 9a for $350, and it's an excellent phone. So yes, the irony is real, but it's a one-time transaction with a company you're about to completely cut out of your life. That's a trade worth taking. Objection 4. A phone is a tracking device, and GrapheneOS doesn't change this. Your phone's location is tracked relative to cell towers. So some people wonder, why even bother? Yes, your cellular provider tracks you, but why should Google? You're already leaking data about yourself. Why go all the way and leak even more? With regular Google Android, Google is tracking your location, apps, contacts, browsing, purchases, everything. GrapheneOS lets you keep all of that to yourself, and for privacy, that's just so much better. You can't stop cell towers from tracking your location, but you can and should keep Google away from everything else. On top of that, GrapheneOS is more secure than stock Android. It doesn't give you the perfect privacy. That's impossible. So for that reason, if you don't want a phone at all, go ahead. But if you need one, like I do, this is your best option. There is no second best. So what's my verdict? Is GrapheneOS worth it? After 5 years with GrapheneOS, I could never go back. To me, the trade-offs are minor, and I've stopped noticing them fast. What about for you? Do you think you could handle the trade-offs? Are the privacy benefits worth it? If you're ready to make the switch, check out my installation tutorial. Or if you already have GrapheneOS, here's my video on the best apps for your phone. I'll see you later.